So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, wanting to thank you all again for your continued service. November is off and running. Check this out. Get up to $12,000 off or 0% financing on select new vehicles. We have great lease specials with new Trax and Trailblazers starting at $299 per month and new Blazer EVs leasing for $399. Great payments, discounts, and of course, 0% financing. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All finance with approved credit, leases with $2,500 down.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 26th is $3 off on bacon, 25% off hanger steaks, 20% off all summer sausage, and 20% off all cheeses. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
The Link Grill, Draft, and Crafts is your spot in Southeast Lincoln for great food and drink. They're serving new menu items and a killer craft cocktail menu with your favorite draft beers. You'll love their pizza and new entree options. It's a great place to watch any live events, and they have music bingo every month. They have an aggressive loyalty program that rewards fans with 7% back on all purchases. Home of the Nebraska Power Hour every night from 8 to 9 p.m. Order online at thelnkgrill.com or stop in at 84th and Highway 2 today.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
Oh, shoot. Crack. You know what that is. No, there ain't no crack.
That's called
That's a
clicky for sticky.
Clicky for sticky. I needed to hear it from Uncle Kevin. I can't laugh. Oh, good gosh almighty. Cross strain.
Yes, sir.
That's a specialty right there. Oof. That's a dark ale.
It is. Well, technically, it's a
dark lager.
But yes.
Oh, gosh. Why are you trying to correct me?
Because you've done this long enough.
Macerination.
I believe in you. Maceration. And tannins.
What kind of tannins
and
is in it? Blueberry,
glands.
plum. What kind of tannins is in it?
Well,
I ain't asking him. I'm asking you, since you know
it's
everything.
Not what kind of tannins. Tannins are tannins, Stricky.
God darn it!
They're not flavored. No.
See, you know what's going to happen, Uncle Kevin?
What's that?
He's going to take what just happened right now, and he's going to throw shaky questions at Stricky next Tuesday on Shootout with Strick, and it's going to involve wine. I promise you, I'm in trouble.
I just got an idea.
I was just going to say that. I don't think he was actually going to do that. I think
you know what, Ellie? Now you in it too. I thought
I got
was
it because
better than
I was
that.
going to say that wine looks like water.
Well,
are we starting with the beer?
Yeah, water and the wine. You know,
hey, there's something there.
There's a guy,
water to wine.
A guy we know that did something like that.
Pretty great guy, if you ask me.
Yeah,
I'm a fan. Kevin Myers Cork and Bottle. I missed you last week. How are you? A couple weeks since I seen you.
Yeah. You had a little something, a little medical thing.
Yeah.
We're back, feeling good.
We're good.
Before we get into it, listeners, right now, me and Uncle Kevy are having conversations and talks. Be on the lookout because it might be coming to a Christmas stocking stuffer near you or early next year. We might put out a little something.
A little merch.
A little merchy. A little clicky for Stricky. Or also Strix Picks. You just be on the lookout because every time you wear that shirt, there might be a discount or something you walk into. Kevin Myers Cork and Bottle. Just be on the look. We ain't there yet, but we having conversations.
I love how the wheels are churning. He's just Mr. Idea, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Tell us what we got going on.
All right. So I decided to do just kind of a German theme, and for no other reason than
it's the motherland.
Well, you know, it's funny that you say that because I was always told that I'm mostly German on my dad's side, mostly Norwegian on my mom's side, right? Well, a couple years back, the kids got my wife and I the ancestry thing for Christmas.
And you ain't got no Norwegian in you.
No, I don't have any German in it.
Oh, no way. No German?
Zero detectable German DNA.
Ascherschlagen.
And with a name like Meyer, you would think
Yeah.
that's about as German as it gets, right? And my mom was right. I'm a super Norwegian on my mom's side.
How do you speak Norwegian?
I don't even know.
Poorly.
Yeah.
Like when I look at the spelling of like Norwegian words,
yeah, like
I'm like, how the heck do they figure out what's that?
It's like Nordic. There's a lot of like J's and umlauts and things like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Ooh.
But and so so I told my dad, I was like, Dad, we're not German at all. And he's like, well, that's not true. And I'm like, Dad, I got zero detectable German DNA. So either you're not my father or you were
out of daddy. Out of baby daddy. Out of pappy.
Well, Orman and Apple are very German, so we
shoot.
will hold it down for the motherland.
All right.
Here.
So let's go ahead and do the wine first. I chose
wine first. Okay.
We're gonna go wine first.
Oh man, dang it. I didn't mix it up.
That's all right.
Wash it down.
There you go. So I chose this for a couple of different reasons. Number one, I think it's an Ellie's Alley wine.
Oh my God.
That's a big smile.
Big
That's
smile
a big
over
smile.
She's been trying to evade
back.
you, my boy.
I'm back. That was good.
She's been trying to evade you.
I know. Well,
She set her schedule up to make sure she evades
No, I
you.
did not.
I feel that maybe we took the training wheels off a little too fast with Miss Ellie, and so we're kind of putting them back on a little bit. This is a German Riesling, and it's a great wine to have with Thanksgiving. It goes really, really well
Stricky's
with
passing,
turkey.
Kev.
Oh, not your
Pass
jam.
it to me.
Ellie and I are splitting.
So, yeah, Stricky likes the dry red. This is the sweeter white wine, and it actually goes really well with turkey because like I guess I found out that I'm about the only person in the world that likes cranberry sauce, but I like that little sweetness with the roasted turkey. I think pairs really, really nicely. And believe it or not, there's actually more wine consumed on Thanksgiving Day in the United States than any other day of the year. That includes New Year's, that includes Christmas, that includes every holiday you can think of, more consumed on Thanksgiving Day. And that's, I think, what you can attribute that to is that a lot of people will have wine at Thanksgiving that don't normally drink wine. What do you give to people who don't normally drink wine? You give them something with a little bit of sweetness. And German Riesling has some natural sweetness to it. It's like a real fresh, like apple and pear sort of thing going on. And if you can see Ellie in the video stream, she's pointing at herself.
Can't see me because I hide myself every time.
Oh, did?
But I'm pointing to myself because you're talking about me.
Well, but you're not the only one. And so
see, Austin, I'm not the only one.
I never said you were, but you're the only one in this room, so that's why you get the grief.
Fair enough.
Touche.
So I don't know if you know anything about German heritage, German history, but they're very type A people. Very, very organized.
Understatement of the century. Kev.
They have very finite rules about everything, and that includes winemaking. So they have a term, and it's called a Qualitätswein mit Prädikat, which means quality wine with distinction. And what the distinction is when they pick the grapes. And they have a name for each step of the way, and each step has a very quantifiable sugar content, acid level, and various other factors as well. So the first pick is called a cabinet, and that's actually on the drier end because the grapes have had less opportunity to develop more residual sugar. And so it literally means cabinet. They think it's the most versatile wine. It goes well with, schnitzel and, all the things that Germans eat. The next step, which is what we're having here, is called Spätlese, which means late pick. So the grapes have hung on the vine a little bit longer. They develop a little more residual sugar, therefore making a more sort of a medium sweet wine. We're not quite into the dessert end of things yet. The next step after this is called Auslese. And Auslese, yeah. And that means late cluster picked. So they're actually hand sorting the individual clusters that meet the criteria of the greater residual sugar content, acid levels, et cetera, et cetera.
Auslese Orman.
That sounds, I believe we're going to start. That's going to be your new nickname.
Auslese Orman.
It would just be like Austin Auslese Orman.
To be fair, I would not have been a late round pick either. I'm an undrafted free agent type, but whatever.
That's all right. You're a quality role player, and all you need is an opportunity.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Real lunch pail guy.
Yeah.
I bring my cabinet to work.
You bring your cabinet to work. Absolutely. So with the Auslese, they're actually hand sorting the individual clusters of grapes that, again, meet this criteria. Then they have what's called Barren Auslese, which means late berry picked. So they're actually testing the individual grapes on those clusters. Now we're getting into the real syrupy, sweet dessert end of things. And what happens in Germany is that these grapes are on the vine. Winter comes, or at least, fall comes, and they will rush out and pick the remaining grapes frozen on the vine, hence the term ice wine, if you've ever heard of ice wine. And in Germany, you can't pick the grapes and then freeze them. It has to happen naturally on the vine. Well, with things getting warmer and warmer and warmer, there's less and less ice wine being produced every year. And so those are the various levels of German Riesling, or what they call the Qualitätswein mit Prädikat. So you have Cabinet, Spätlese, Auslese, Barren Auslese, and ice wine. So kind of an interesting take on wine, but also goes well with Thanksgiving turkey.
That it does.
Good pick.
That's incredible. I mean, yes, I think you're 2 for 2 on this end of the table.
Yes.
What is it about Thanksgiving that makes it wine? Is this a classier holiday than the rest?
I think because it revolves around food. I mean, that's basically the whole entire purpose of the holiday is the meal. Unlike unlike Christmas or Hanukkah, which is more gift giving, unlike Halloween, which is more dressing up, unlike Easter, which is, the birth of Christ or the resurrection and whatnot and all that kind of stuff. So
4th of July is kind of foodie, but not really.
4th of July is about explosives, and so basically every part of the world except the United States, wine is considered a food. It's not considered an alcoholic beverage. And so when you start to think of it in that context, it makes the most sense that the most wine would be consumed on Thanksgiving Day.
I like it. All right. The dark lager.
The dark lager from our great friends at Cross Strain Brewing in good old La Vista, Nebraska.
I like them.
And it's called Dunkel Breaking My Heart.
That's good.
The word, I love to play on words. I would
Dunkel breaking my heart. Breaking
I
my
couldn't
heart.
if I tried.
Pretty brown eyes. Okay.
Pretty brown beard.
Right. I'd make a song off that.
So the word dunkel means dark in German, and this is a dark lager. So they take the malts and they roast them, and so they actually call them chocolate malts because after they have roasted them, they resemble chocolate, or at least the color of chocolate.
This is where we got Schlitz malt liquor.
No, this is not where we got Schlitz malt liquor.
I thought that was you said roasted malts. Okay.
Same but different.
I mean, you could, I guess.
I don't know.
If you could roast the Schlitz malt liquor malts and make a dark Schlitz. Never mind.
Anyways,
about dark
Dunkel breaking my heart.
Dunkel breaking my heart. And so this is a German-style lager, only they've made it into a dark beer. And brewed right here in good old Nebraska. And I love this flavor because you get a little bit of that coffee note.
Yeah.
A little bit of that like biscuity bready note, a little bit of the perhaps a little bit of chocolate, and just a really great fall beer.
Compared to the wine, I mean, obviously it's not a sweet beer or dessert beer or anything like that. I was worried about how bitter it was going to be. It's not.
It's not bitter.
It's so good.
Yeah. It's and that's the great thing about lagers is that they're really not, hopped up bitter beer face type beers. They're going to have a little bit more, especially a Dunkel like this has a little bit of that carameliness, a little bit of that cocoa, a little bit of the coffee, but smooth. Really, really good.
What are those? What is it called when the people have the bitter beer face and they can put their bottom lip over their nose? Like how? what happened? How do you do that? Have you ever seen the people that have the bitter base fear? You've seen it, Ellie?
I think it's more of a birth defect. Like maybe their jaw doesn't, like
that's what it is.
Yeah,
is that what it is?
Their jaw doesn't hit.
Yeah, because they can put their over and that is the beer face of the century.
There was a guy on the commercial.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he could put his bottom lip over his nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. Wow. Good stuff.
Dang. All right. 2 weeks from today. Thanksgiving.
2 weeks from today. And you know what next week is? Beaujolais Nouveau Day. Do you remember Beaujolais Nouveau?
Oh, yes. It's something new.
Nouveau means new. Yes.
Yes.
It's the first
Club Nouveau.
It's the first wine
Rumors
produced in the Northern Hemisphere every year.
That one.
And
yes.
And it's
I thought it was a song.
Released. You're just
throwing
random stuff out and trying to mess up old Uncle Kev. You know I'm unstable as it is, Tricky.
I love it, Uncle Kevin. I love to just make you smile.
Yeah, no, this is good stuff. I'm
turn
sure
red.
this makes for excellent radio too.
Yes. So Beaujolais Nouveau next week?
Next week.
Woo!
So it's released no sooner than the third Thursday in November, which always happens to be exactly the week before Thanksgiving, and has a great story behind it. So that's what we're going to bring next week.
Nice. Quick question from Boone and Firth on the text line. Does Myers Cork and Bottle stock Samuel Smith's Winter Welcome yet?
Indeed, we do. I believe it is in stock. We stock the Samuel Smith's variety packs as well as nut brown ciders, and I believe the Winter Welcome just arrived. But call the shop first before you make a trip, especially if you're coming from Firth.
What's that number?
402-476-1518, right on the corner of 13th and South Streets.
There you go. Boone says he went to high school with you.
Oh yeah,
there he is.
Yeah,
Boone.
That's just it.
Boone.
That's all we get. It's just Boone and Firth. That's the name on the text
Oh,
line.
I know who it is. Daniel Boone is what we used to call him.
Oh, is
Very
that
nice.
did he wear the hat?
Happy high school
Did he go
reunion.
hunting?
No. His name was Dan, and I think he has an alias because he's in law enforcement.
We will neither confirm nor deny that fact. We will go to
Danny,
break
good to hear you, buddy.
before we incriminate ourselves or get someone in trouble. Kevin Meyer, thanks for coming in as always.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Old School comes your way next.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 26th is $3 off on bacon, 25% off hanger steaks, 20% off all summer sausage, and 20% off all cheeses. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Not prove it. By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook, their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with light winds out of the southwest. See a high around 59. Tonight, clear skies and calm winds, low around 35. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies and it will be breezy. Afternoon high near 61. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There are moments in life, surrounded by family and friends, when you realize this is what it's all about. For 65 years, the Riddles family has been creating jewelry to capture these precious moments, crafting one memory at a time to last forever. Now, join them in celebrating Riddles Jewelry's 65th anniversary with incredible savings. Enjoy up to 30% off engagement rings. And for a limited time, save up to an additional $700 on your ring purchase. At Riddles, they're more than jewelry. They're here to help you create moments that truly sparkle, surrounded by the people who matter most. Family owned, today, tomorrow, forever. Riddles Jewelry.
Have you been told by your physician that your testosterone level is fine, but you don't feel fine? Get a second opinion. If your testosterone level is 200, 350, even 500, and you still have symptoms, come to Limitless Male. We treat the person and the symptoms, not the number. Our mission is for you to feel optimal again. So if you're tired all the time, no energy, brain fog, muscle loss, nothing left in the tank, get your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
You have a big investment in your farming operation. Let Landmark Implement help you get the most out of your equipment by investing in pre-season service inspections. Let our John Deere trained and certified technicians provide you with a complete list of repairs that will help your equipment perform better and deliver maximum performance. At Landmark, buy 3 equipment service inspections and get the 4th free. Contact your local Landmark service manager for details and experience the Landmark difference.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Arantes, Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January 24th at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Visit LOVB.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Volleyball is the next major league.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey, Ticket listeners, spend your Husker football Saturday at the P. Dale Pub in Pleasantdale, as the Jay Foreman postgame show will be broadcasting live for 90 minutes immediately after the Nebraska USC football game. Ribeyes are on special for as long as supplies last, with plenty of cold beer on tap to enjoy during and after a Husker victory against the Trojans. It's the Jay Foreman postgame show, live from the P-Dale Pub in Pleasantdale, this Saturday, immediately following the Nebraska football game on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yes, sir. 4 o'clock hour. Jay Foreman back in full effect off work release. You know what? Just out. I was watching the Mayor at Kingstown, man. That's how you got it. I went in. I was in the cage. I got out. DP bailed me out. But we're the Old School crew. Jay Foreman, DP Austin, live in effect, 1040 O Street. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese Special Ingredients Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 85th and Andermatt, and 168th and Maple up there in the O. It is Thursday. It is Pick'em Thursday. Obviously, we'll get into the picks. We are, we're actually less than 48 hours away from the kickoff of Huskers at USC. So it's the premiere of Coach Dana's, version of this offense. And then obviously Maivea's version of the Lincoln Riley offense, amongst other things. Obviously, there's going to be big special teams battle. Then obviously there's the battle of the defenses. But the big news in college football today, and we knew this was coming because what's his face with Barcelona, Dave Portney or Potney or whatever. I should know his name, but not that big a deal to me. But he said that he was going to throw in a whole bunch of money at being a Michigan alum to get a big-time quarterback. Well, Michigan has a $10.5 million deal, 4-year deal for the young man. So that is obviously front page news, front page on the any network today. That is huge news, along with obviously Florida State having 13 decommits, which is huge, considering that Mike Norvell most likely will be back. And the funny thing about it, you got a couple commits, including a quarterback from Jacksonville that's most likely flipped to Florida, with Billy Napier being given essentially one more year. A lot of going on in college football. Obviously got Thursday night football, big game tonight, which is going to be huge. I think this is going to be the first good Thursday night football game, competitive. Two teams are for real.
Who are you talking about?
Isn't it the Commanders?
Who's playing?
Isn't it the Commanders and the Eagles?
Who's playing?
Big one.
Yeah.
Fun one.
Who's playing?
Oh, yeah. Well, hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you back. Hold on. We don't need you to
Hey,
right?
man.
We don't need you to who. There's no owls, right?
Who?
We aren't the Orioles.
We're a new day. It's a new day. New wrestling new day.
We're asking.
They asked the question, who?
That's like Coco. They look, the new day is just the bootleg version of Coco Beware times 3.
100%.
And it's funny how they retread guys, just put a new age on them. But back to business, though, DP.
100%. Go ahead and say it.
Are you?
Austin Norman.
Are you?
Get to work. Austin Norman, is he?
Is this his theme?
Ayo.
Let me find it. Let me find it.
So you're officially
there's certain
back on the Commanders.
Listen, through whatever happens in day and form, there's certain things that are in your blood.
All right.
Go ahead and turn that up. Go ahead and turn that up, Austin Norman. 6:30 on the ticket. Brick and mortar. You got to make a face. You got to make a face when this song come on. Like you, Austin got body parts moving. He don't even have control over no more.
You said Austin moving like he's in the 1980s. He's in the club.
Fan portal as well.
Right. Listen, the Magic Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's brought it back. Everything he's cut in ownership.
Let him really feel this. Austin, there's a part coming up where all of DC really just unites, and it's pretty amazing to be in a space where it happens, where a drumbeat takes over 3 states. And it's a beautiful thing. So they travel to Philly, IGGLES, Eagles. It's fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game tonight. You know, they got 2 young quarterbacks that have obviously Jaden Daniels is the real deal, and then Jalen Hurts is playing excellent football this year and battling through his skill position guys being injured at a different time. I think Slim Reaper, Devontae Smith has been obviously he got rocked down there in New Orleans by Frederick's own. Breezy, the defensive end from Frederick's zone, Frederick, Maryland zone.
Jay's hometown. Go on, claim it.
Hey, but he put all his to bear. I mean, I don't know. He looked like he killed that young man, but he's back in full effect. It's going to come down to which defense plays better, and then it's going to come down to clock management and situational football coaching. And both, I will say this, Sirianni and Coach or Dan Quinn this year have struggled a little bit at times with this. Both teams obviously are obviously well coached, really, really good teams, but both have had some losses where he's like, oh, why'd you do that? Why'd you think about that? And same with Sirianni, that's what's been plaguing him throughout his whole tenure after, being in the Super Bowl. Now, getting Vic Fangio in there and then Kellen Moore has allowed him maybe to concentrate on that more. But right now it's essentially obviously the battle for first place because Dallas is out of it. The Giants don't even deserve any conversation.
Can you say that first part again?
Dallas is out of it.
Oh man,
Dallas is done.
Soak it in.
Sucks to hear it.
The thing about Dallas, they're out of it until next year, until the combine, and then they'll have Super Bowl hopes. But really tonight is a game. Nobody had. I mean, you didn't expect Daniels to take off like this, but you started to see some things leading up to the draft where I was like, oh, he's easily the best and most pro-ready quarterback. You just hoped he didn't get helicoptered because he'd take some huge hits, but he's like plastic man. He's pliable like Tom Brady. Yeah. But he stayed, relatively healthy. He has leadership skills that kind of got glossed over because he was at Arizona State and he went to LSU. But you got to think he played huge in big games. So you knew he was ready. Then, obviously the Commanders made some offseason moves. I think also on defensively, they bring in Bobby Wagner and
Eckler's a huge get.
Eckler is good. He calms it. Then you got Robinson. So you have like different body types and styles.
Then you went and got a corner.
Yeah.
You got a playoff corner.
That lets you know that
you got a playoff corner.
He was playing tonight.
Right. You got a playoff corner that allows you to do some other things defensively that you haven't been able to do, especially in that division where things can get physical, get heated, and you need dudes out on an island out there
that can make big plays.
And he's going
to travel with number one. Yep. But the biggest piece, I think, and this is also with Jonathan Allen being out for the rest of the season. Now you still have Payne, but if they had Jonathan Allen, boy, that's that two-headed monster up the middle. What do you do on defense to be good? You got to be strong up the middle. The 2 big defensive tackles, even though you let Chase Young and Sweet go to Chicago, I would have probably just let Chase Young go.
Yep.
But you signed Bobby Wagner. And I think it's Lavu from that came from Carolina.
He's the heartbeat.
Yeah, well, he's the energy guy.
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner is the tempo setter, the leader. So it's like the young bull and the old veteran. And you're getting both because I'm telling you, once Bobby Wagner plays a couple more years, you're going to see number 4, the linebacker, move into the middle. So it's a really good roster in what they've done. And then the Eagles, man, they were getting Saquon Barkley for essentially on the low from your old friendly neighbor, the Giants. You did 2 things. Number 1, you took the best player off your division rival. You brought in a next level player that has a ton of tread left on the tires, but it's a byproduct for him being, missing a couple, big parts of season, right? But then also his ability to be electrifying out there really is opened up the offense. Second thing he's done, he probably got old buddy fired.
Yeah, there's something to that. There's something to that.
Well,
right?
I think old buddy fired himself because when I don't know if you guys saw the interview that Saquon did about that, whereas his agent had to tell him, like, look, don't try to take the bait. He's going to try to bait you into looking like the bad guy. And they've never had a conversation with him. They had 2 conversations with him. One was with the coach. That doesn't count because the GM is the one that writes the checks. And then the other one was when you saw it on Hard Knocks. And the funny thing about it, when you think about it, they're like, oh, we're paying a quarterback $40 million. Why do we want to pay a running back 12?
He said that out loud. I don't even know why he thought it, let alone say it out loud.
But the reason why your quarterback got paid $40 million is because of the guy you just let go.
Yep.
Daniel Jones' best year is directly tied to Saquon.
Handing the ball off to
he makes you look
like
like.
ball. Yep.
So, I thought you a little out route. Oh, thanks for 80 yards. Thanks you for the 20-yard explosive.
Great in pass pro.
Oh, phenomenal in pass pro.
Right. That you go through and you do the thing. And listen, tonight's message is that the winner tonight feels comfortable that they're going to, if they play at their level the rest of the season, whatever level they play at tonight, that they're a 2 seed, at least a 2 seed in the NFC.
Yeah. And the funny thing about it is you have a Commanders roster. Take the guys that we mentioned, the young guys. Just think about the young guys. You have a Commanders roster that is by no means worried or scared about the Eagles team. Here's why. Remember when the Eagles, I think is the year that they were going to the Super Bowl, the Commanders went up there when they had every reason, because they already had the U-Hauls at the facility, had every reason to say, you know what, let's just get through this game. You know what I mean? Riverboat Ron, we're going to send you off. We know you're not going to be here. Oh, no. Let's send you guys to the playoffs with an L on the road. A lot of those guys are still on the team. The Terry McLaurins, all those guys are still there. It's going to be a competitive game. It's going to be a fiery game. And I'm looking, actually, this is the first time in a long time you're actually like, you know what? This Thursday night game is going to be pretty dang good.
The texture, Mississippi Mud Dog kind of says that last week with Baltimore and Cincy was certainly.
It was.
Certainly that.
Yeah.
But we like the idea that Thursday night has become a thing again.
Finally.
Right? Like it was tough that the league, and I think the next step for the league is just to say that, you know what, we're going to flex Thursday night.
You should. Well, and it's hard because you have to flex it like maybe 2 weeks prior.
Right. Well, listen, the Big Ten Conference let you know early on, listen, we don't care nothing about your travel schedule. Like, we don't care nothing about your look, we're gonna run this game when it's best for us.
Yeah.
You get in line. But I think there are cases where you can pick the pocket of games and say, okay, the Monday night schedule. Thursday night, you tend to take some bids on who you think is gonna be good. But they're teams that, even if their record aren't good, they're good on TV.
Yeah.
They make for good drama. And that wasn't always Washington in recent years. That wasn't always the thing, right? So they took a chance and they got lucky and it worked. But I would like to say, as you go into, the next 4 weeks of the season, hey, give me that flex action where Saturday afternoon and Saturday prime time, we get some juice, right?
Yeah.
Give me something that I can eat pizza with on Saturday. Give me something on Thursday night that, you know what, I can turn my phone off and enjoy it. I think this is one of those, and I think
you're going to have to do it with teams that are coming off a bye week.
Yeah.
Say they're playing good up until bye week prior.
Yeah.
That way you got a week and a half to get ready for the game versus like, okay, I just played Sunday night. Hey, but by the way, you're supposed to play a week from now. You're playing in 3 days. So I think they can do it. And they're going to have to move around the schedule. I think eventually I think the NFL is going to expand. I think if they expand two teams statewide, this is statewide or stateside, I think they're going to expand a team or two across the pond.
Yeah.
With that being said, you're going to start seeing games a la MAC action on odd days. It's going to be a power play. The NFL is kind of just giving you little crumbs to do it. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, and all of us are going to think about Austin's Colts. I want to get Austin's thoughts on the Colts doing a complete 180 from Joe Flacco back to Richardson, what it means, And
to Austin
was Steichen. No, but I mean, to be honest with you, would be honest with you, if I'm Richardson and I think you can really, and I want you to think about this, Austin, you can really probably sway Irsay. Steichen's got to be gone. You got to go. I can't trust you with my career. Now, granted, yes, I got tired, which I don't understand. If you ever seen this young man play basketball, I don't know how you got tired, so forth and so on. I can't trust you now. You drafted me because you coached and called plays for Jalen Hurts. You drafted me to develop me like you did Jalen Hurts. And you're talking about you're worried about what are you going to do? Go 9-8? Okay, we made the playoffs and then lose the first round? Like, I'm supposed to be the future. Well, anyways, Austin's going to give us his thoughts here in the short segment. Jay Foreman.
Hey, Jay, you want to slide him that box of tissue? Because
he's all right. I've been thinking he's all right,
okay.
man. He's all right. He's all right. Hey, Richardson's back, so he's okay.
Okay.
Anyway, Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Have you been told by your physician that your testosterone level is fine, but you don't feel fine? Get a second opinion. If your testosterone level is 200, 350, even 500, and you still have symptoms, come to Limitless Male. We treat the person and the symptoms, not the number. Our mission is for you to feel optimal again. So if you're tired all the time, no energy, brain fog, muscle loss, nothing left in the tank, get your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Nebraska's public schools are key in developing the workforce and fostering community development. They prepare students for successful careers in every Nebraska industry and to serve as our future community and business leaders. Our public schools educate 90% of students in Nebraska. They connect students with the businesses and civic organizations that make our communities thrive. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through November 17th, enjoy USDA prime boneless ribeye steaks for $26.99 per pound. 8-ounce USDA choice boneless New York strips for $5.98 each. 24 packs of Coors Light and Miller Lite for $17.99 when you purchase two, and call 402-486-6611 to place your holiday orders today. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 26th is $3 off on bacon, 25% off hanger steaks, 20% off all summer sausage, and 20% off all cheeses. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Allo Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit allofiber.com to switch today.
Hey guys, it's Austin with 93.7 The Ticket. Tune in Thursday night starting at 6:30 for Thursday Night Football. We're bringing you a key NFC East game between the Philadelphia Eagles and Washington Commanders. Philly leads the division by just a half game over Washington. The Eagles are coming off a 28-point road win over rival Dallas, while Washington hits the road after dropping a 1-point game to Pittsburgh. Catch Thursday night's game and all the biggest NFL games right here on Lincoln's home for the NFL, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. Bottom of 4 o'clock hour. Austin, you on the spotlight's on you, brother. What do you think about your Colts, man?
Dumpster fire organization. Dumpster fire.
So what's your solution?
Burn it to the ground.
You just drafted a quarterback. You can't do that.
I know I can't do that.
You got too much talent to burn it down.
Far too much. And that's part of the problem. Wild mismanagement at every level. You brought up the fire Steichen thing. I want to be pro Shane Steichen so bad. I like him. He's a good play caller. Sounds like he hasn't necessarily lost the locker room, but I like what you were saying about Anthony Richardson. So then it comes down to, Jim Irsay, who are you riding with? Do you trust Shane Steichen and his ceiling long-term more than you trust Anthony Richardson and his ceiling long-term? Who has a higher floor, Shane Steichen or Anthony Richardson? I don't know, and I don't know. I saw what they were going for in Richardson. Hasn't worked out, but I just go back to there's no plan. There's no plan. Or the plan's changing, and there doesn't seem to be a great rationale for it. Because if this is about the play on the field, if it's about 44% completion, if it's about only taking deep shots, if it's about taking hits when you run, you play through it. It's the young guy that hasn't started 20 games yet across college in the NFL, right? You live with it. You knew what you signed up for. But if it's about he doesn't know how to handle the locker room, he's not taking good enough notes, his work ethic isn't good enough, he needs to learn how to be a leader of men in an NFL locker room, then why are you running him out there? Why did you say we're going to learn with him, we're going to grow with him, he's going to do it in real-time baptism by fire and then bench him? It felt impulsive. It felt like they had a plan at the beginning that they weren't willing to stick to, like it got tough and they panicked. It just seems like it's unnecessary drama, unnecessary egg on their face that it could have been avoided by picking a path, being convicted in it, and sticking to it.
Yeah, do you think it's more on the GM? If Steichen is your guy, I don't think he's lost the locker room. I think he depending on how these next few games go, you can lose Anthony Richardson. So
and is that worth it? Is that okay? Are you not okay with that? I don't know.
Chris
Ballard is another fascinating eval just because he is drafted so well, but free agency has been a miss year after year. And I mean, this stuff is happening with his approval, the whole Carson Wentz thing and now the Anthony Richardson thing, or it's happening over his head, which tells me he doesn't have the backbone or the spine to stand up to Irsay.
Well, you're at 4-6, 2 games behind Houston, which again, volatile. We don't know.
Big Ten West of NFL.
Right.
Divisions.
Well, that's where I was headed. Mm-hmm. That they're literally sitting in the same spot. That a win this week and then a win next week does for them what it does for Nebraska. Mm-hmm. Different conversations, a relaxing of sphincters, celebration of sort. Right. That if you can win Saturday, Nebraska wins Saturday. Oh, the sun shines brighter. Wisconsin looks less daunting. As a matter of fact, it's more inviting and actually kind of attractive. The Colts, if they can get a win this week and then find a way and hit 500, all of a sudden in a winnable division, in a gettable division, with a schedule that, again, doesn't look as scary with win number 5.
Right.
And a young quarterback that is talented, and we're still not quite there yet.
Man, if I'm Irsay, somebody's gone. It's either Ballard or Steichen.
Well,
and I might fire Ballard because
he's had longer.
But you hired the guy that was committed to developing this young dude, and you two decided to pull the plug. Now, obviously, Jim Irsay had to be okay with it, but when you're talking about plan, part of the reason I'm hiring you as a GM and or as the coach is that you have a plan. The plan was to draft this dude way higher than he probably should. He came out of the depths of hell to be a top 5 pick, but we picked him, and we picked him. Yes, we picked him with the plan, assumption, and the conversation that you, Steichen, coached Jalen Hurts, who obviously I felt like Jalen Hurts is farther ahead than him coming out of college, but you curtailed your offense to him after seeing the struggles from Jalen Hurts his rookie year to get him to the Super Bowl, and obviously led you to my office and me to hire you as a head coach. Now you now granted, they put too much into the pressure of the media because he tapped out. I don't know. I've never seen a quarterback tap out. I don't understand. Like, that was a long run, but call a run play the next. Get your second win. So he might be sports and professional immature. He'll get there because he's a good kid, and obviously you've seen that the very next week he obviously has the respect of his teammates. But my whole day is like, how can I trust you moving forward? I would say, you know what, you got 10 hours to give me your plan for the rest of the season, and it better be Trump tight, and you better stick to it.
And that's fascinating because Anthony Richardson has to play this perfectly if that's his move. He has to know, without any doubt at all, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that Jim Irsay likes him more than Shane Steichen. Because if Anthony Richardson says, I need a plan from you, then he's got to be okay with being traded. He's got to be okay with being somewhere else. If he doesn't trust the coach, okay, fine, he might get what he wants. Then Indy better be right. That Anthony Richardson is not the guy that Shane Steichen is. Because if Anthony Richardson says, yeah, I don't like it here, go ahead and trade me, and he's a bust, Colts will say, okay, sorry, yep, sunk cost, too bad, we'll move on, find the next one.
Yeah, see, I think the pressure falls on Irsay, but Irsay's got to talk to him. I don't think Anthony Richardson, number one, has played well enough to go in there and demand anything.
Doesn't have the leverage.
But you can definitely say something, no matter who it is. Now, when you look at the Colts roster, I mean, they are ready, set to go to the playoffs. When you look at their roster, not a very old roster. Everybody essentially at their prime. They just haven't been playing well, so then that's why everything goes towards the coach. But the problem is this, and we saw this with the Panthers. Now you're going to go hire a coach that isn't necessarily married or wants to really develop the quarterback. So then you can't. So now you're in this like holding pattern. You're in limbo.
Mm-hmm.
So
still,
you better catch up to the rhythm of the music, and you better make this work. So you better be working overtime to get the most out of Anthony Richardson. To not only let's save your job, but save the locker room and save the Colts organization, because he has next level talent, just doesn't have the experience, and that's what happens when you draft people off of potential versus production. I like production versus potential. So we'll see. Anyways, we're gonna take a quick break. Come back top of the 5 o'clock hour. We'll talk some college football. We'll talk to $10.5 million man, what that means, and is it really a big deal considering how the contract is structured. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Old School with DP and Jay. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 26th is $3 off on bacon. 25% off hanger steaks, 20% off all summer sausage, and 20% off all cheeses. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through November 17th, enjoy USDA prime boneless ribeye steaks for $26.99 per pound. 8-ounce USDA choice boneless New York strips for $5.98 each. 24 packs of Coors Light and Miller Lite for $17.99 when you purchase 2. And call 402-486-6611 to place your holiday orders today. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, ticket listeners, spend your Husker football Saturday at the P. Dale Pub in Pleasantdale, as the Jay Foreman postgame show will be broadcasting live for 90 minutes immediately after the Nebraska USC football game. Ribeyes are on special for as long as supplies last, with plenty of cold beer on tap to enjoy during and after a Husker victory against the Trojans. It's the Jay Foreman postgame show, live from the P. Dale Pub in Pleasantdale, this Saturday, immediately following the Nebraska football game on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals in everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with light winds out to the southwest. See a high around 59. Tonight, clear skies and calm winds, low around 35. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies and it will be breezy. Afternoon high near 61. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman. We are the old school crew. Brought to you by the Mercado, certified Piedmontese, special ingredients butcher shop. 84th and Havelock, 30th Yankee Hill, 85th and Andre Madden, 168th in the Maple. It is now college football hour, or at least a long segment here. But to lead off the day, Michigan. What doesn't have them in the, doesn't have him committed. But the story is, the young man is getting $10.5 million over 4 years. Now, I like the one thing I think that's actually somewhat, favorable on both ends, and I'm going to give the kid credit. If this is the way the deal is, it's an ascending scale. So essentially, you're going to get a mil, then it goes to 2, and then 4 and 4, or 4 and then 4.5, or whatever it may be. I like it. Now, I don't know if he's worth $10.5 million, but ultimately he's betting on himself. And if he plays well, if he lives up to, the billing, the money won't be a problem. It won't be an issue, because he'll make that back tenfold. And so look, man, Michigan's trying to get them a legit quarterback. These numbers the numbers aren't like shocking to me. No, you got a lot of guys getting paid a lot of money. I have no problem with you getting money. I get a problem with you when you're getting paid a lot of money, you ain't playing good. So we'll see. And also, I like it that you got to earn up to the big payday. So long as they surround him with good surrounding cast, and he plays up to the level, then he's going to make money. The university is going to make all the money that they need to make, because that means he's living up to billing, and they're probably in the college football playoffs, winning big games, and then he's getting paid for it.
So let me ask the question in a different way. If I had a team and I'm playing at the level of Michigan, whatever year, whatever year it is, there are people who have gone to practice, worked out, sacrificed, did the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then a person who is yet to do a thing for me gets more money than the people who have done all the work for me. Is there the risk of it saying, no, we're paying for potential? Because you literally are paying more for potential than you are for production.
Right.
Now, you can change the verbiage and say, I am, in fact, paying for production, what you've done to get my attention.
Yeah.
Versus what you've done for me, which different conversations. So, Jay, how do we strike up the band and have the conversation about paying someone who hasn't played for Michigan $10.4 million when there are people in the program who have broken bones and blood shed, sacrificed for Michigan already, who aren't getting that money?
Right. It's tough, man. I mean, it's timing's everything. You got to be mad at your parents. What took you so long? Or you should have waited a little bit longer, like in my case, right? I mean, then you could start saying, well, these guys that have got this stuff over at Nebraska, they essentially are living off what we're doing. Look, man, I mean, it is. I mean, it's no different than until they put the rookie scale in the NFL, where, guys are getting drafted and they were like, oh, he's now the highest paid tight end. He's the highest paid quarterback, and they have busted great. Now they put the rookie cap in. So they're going to have to do something like that. And that's potentially what is coming down the pipe, but they're waiting on the politicians and stuff to put it through. But up until that point, these young guys got to get it paid. I think this deal versus other ones paying him. So just say it's 4 years, $10 million. That's $2.5 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably be more upset with that versus the way potentially he has it structured, to where it's 1, 2, 3, 4.5, or whatever however it adds up, that as he earns it, he's getting paid more. And so you got to give them credit on how they structured it, because if he comes in and say he starts and plays well enough, like, okay, he's a 5, you can see he's a 5-star, he does what he needs to do, you actually got him on the cheap for $1 million, right? Or probably a little bit below. and say the last 3 games he starts to take off. Okay, well, that's at $2 million, and say he helps out and he does all the other stuff and helps you recruit. Okay, so you expect him to do more, and say he starts to become a legit potential third team, second team, all conference, depending on who's all in the landscape, and say he has a couple big moments. Well, you say he has it. Or if he's done everything he's needed to do, showed some improvement in year 2, and he decides to leave, you essentially broken even for $3 million for your starting quarterback, and he's somewhere else, because the other, if you only made 3, the other 7.5, he can't take that with him. It's not a signing bonus. So you're not having to ask back proration and stuff like that. So I think the deal, potentially what they say is the deal with him is actually good for both sides. And therefore he doesn't, as long as when he starts to play better, they're forecasting you don't have to come back in the office because you're already there. Versus, oh, well, I actually lived up to the billing. And then now you got amnesia when I told you I was coming back. Right? So just say, for instance, say you sign linebacker X and he's making, just say 100. Well, he ends up third on the team in tackles as a freshman, second or first in the second year. Say the third year he gets off, and now it has the time to come to whether he could potentially go pro. He could probably, like my man Nick Scorchron that left from Purdue to go to Texas A&M. Now Purdue doesn't have the NIL, but let's just play it and say he has a really breakout third year, and you're like, oh yeah, thanks. I actually underpaid you for 3 years. So this actually works out for both. So the better you play, the more you get paid. You don't have to come to my office, and look, there'll be more things that'll come with outside of that base. Let's call it the base salary. If he reaches the potential.
In a space where paying coaches one-off money for this, for expectation, potential, etc., but it's a one-off at the coaching position. These college football programs have to have 75 and 150 players.
Yeah, well,
75 and 150.
Moving forward, they'll be down to like down to 100, right?
Well, but I mean, whatever the number is, that now you have to manufacture all the money in the world. Jay, who are you waving at?
I don't know. They're waving.
He's out here, just to say that they're listening. He's actually listening. Okay, we got you. We see you. We see you listening. Well done. You have to shout him out. Like, come on, white car. I'm like, what is happening? I don't see anything. I just, for Michigan, because Michigan is going to set the template for everybody else in the Big Ten. We know that now.
Yeah, if they have,
what they do financially affects the entire Big Ten conference.
But there's not that many players like him out there, though.
Okay.
So it might be like you might have to have a Michigan type contract based on who you have, but there's not many of these quarterbacks coming to there's not 18 of these quarterbacks coming to the Big Ten. There are 11 elite based on the system that currently exists. There are 11 elite quarterbacks, high school quarterbacks every year. Right, and they're not all coming to the Big Ten.
Right, and they're not all coming to the Big Ten. As a matter of fact, some of them will go to the same programs because they're buying into getting from it what they want to get from it.
Yeah.
But so Jay, you're now the commissioner, but 11 quarterbacks, 11 best quarterbacks in the country. Where did they go? They're all going to target the same 12 schools, right?
Depends. Depends on if it's what coach recruits them, what they want out of it. They want to go.
What are your so your son is, so you hit the jackpot and you have 11 quarterback sons.
Yeah.
They're all seniors. What programs programs are you sending them to first and foremost?
Well, I mean, the first thing you're looking at is supply and demand, and you're looking at the depth chart.
Okay.
Who has guys there, who has
does it matter what the program is, not so much the depth chart, but the program.
That's secondary.
Okay.
Because say you're a quarterback, you go to Ohio State and they got 3 4-star guys and say 2 of them really play. Well, that's not I wouldn't say easier path. There's a more muddier path to get into play.
Okay.
I mean, we saw this,
but it's happened.
Not really.
They had their run of
Right.
One and done quarterbacks were all NFL draftable quarterbacks for a 6-year pocket.
Yeah, so it's hard because when it's one and done, that means they're reloading. So
Right.
it's harder to get on the field. Then you have the other thing, like where you have, Justin Fields, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he was this same kid, went to Georgia, had Jake Fromm there, and he was probably told, like, okay, if you beat the dude out, he never got a chance to play. Luckily enough, he was able to find his way to Ohio State. So the first thing you look at, because if you're a Elite 11, top 15 quarter places is probably what you're looking at, unless it's a one-off. Like Julian Lewis was thinking about going to Indiana, right? Is he from Indiana, or what's the dude? Right? Is it Julian Lewis? What's the guy that?
Yeah,
right. He's from Indiana, right?
Julian Lewis is.
There is some connection with the University of Indiana preceding Signetti.
Carrollton, Georgia is where he's going to high school.
There's some connection there. So take it. Then you got to look at the school and the offensive coordinator, and who they've had there before. So there's a lot of other things, because it's not, the facilities and all that stuff and the fan base, and obviously then the biggest thing is going to be what type of NIL package you can potentially get.
Well, I mean, but so the Elite 11 quarterbacks in the most important position in college football.
Yeah.
And the most glamorous.
Yeah.
The most glamorous names in all of high school sports, quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So how quickly does this evolve into the Elite 11 quarterbacks being slotted, because they'll be ranked, and they'll be slotted for what their worth is deemed, right?
And coming out of that Elite 11 camp, but then also they know there's guys out there that don't go to those camps because they don't need to. Like Arch Manning don't need to go.
So the texter at Ryan and Friend, honest question: how long until NIL trickles to the high school level? This is nuts. What about NIL for junior high players? Thanks.
Some high school guys, sure, that's a good way to kind of lock them in. It's already happening when you on the AAU circuit. You might see it some in the 7-on-7 circuit. We had the conversation about the young man from pretty much down in the Raleigh area who's a high 4-star quarterback, where the state of North Carolina doesn't allow for NIL for local businesses or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So she's fighting with the state of North Carolina, or his mom is,
Mm-hmm.
fighting with the state to make sure. Now Texas and other places that might happen. So it's already kind of happening, but it's going to be one-off situations, because.
But isn't that? I think you just hit the home run. That what's going to happen is North Carolina is going to start losing its elite players in junior and senior year to those states where you could actually do NIL at the high level.
You're gonna get kids that either transfer or not go to the home North Carolina State, and go places that they potentially could, obviously reap the benefits, because you can't ever make that free money back, because what's so I guess appealing to these kids right now, and this is where they're in 100% advantage, advantageous position, is they're getting this money with no obligations. There's no accountability to it. So you have to take advantage of it, no matter if you're in middle school, high school, or college. Now, some middle school guys will probably be more of the 7-on-7 circuit, and that's where you'll try to see some, if you have to, through NIL. But I think that all will be taken care of if this thing goes through, that you can kind of lock guys in. One thing that you need to start looking at is that when the shoe brands or clothing brands start to get into the 7-on-7s, which they already are, then how they try to maneuver certain players to certain schools. That's where you're going to be at next, if it still becomes, or still is, a free for all. But it's interesting. It's more power to the kid in Michigan. Really, to be honest with you, as much as the conversation is that we're paying you for what like, because you hadn't played for Michigan, he'll say, you know what, you're paying me for actually listening to you, getting my attention, and coming to your school, because I could go to Georgia, I can go to Alabama, and they don't need to have that conversation with me.
Oh, and by the way, I'm committed to LSU with $5 million on the table.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and the fact that knowing that, let's say Adidas, Nike, Under Armour, etc., from a long-term value, knows that it has value in sending players to their programs. There's a real point to having the shoes worn by so and so.
Yeah.
And so if we can say, hey, listen, we'll take care of you in high school, right? Because we're going to give you all the gear and all the swag we can give you. We'll support your AAU team or your 7-on-7 team.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you players agree that in your consideration for college,
you go to
so-and-so school. I'm just painting the picture because I know it's coming.
Or so-and-so schools. Yeah, sure. I mean,
right, those partnerships exist right now. They exist.
Oh, yeah. And really football is probably late to the party because you can't play club football, meaning you can be, obviously Miller South actually did when, leading up to, and it actually worked out really well for him. But over the whole United States, you don't play traveling football in the summer, but you play, you do 7-on-7. Basketball has been doing it way back, even, when they're way back when they had the ABC camp, with was it Vinny Vaccaro or whatever his name is with the shoe guy that, with Nike and kind of
Sonny Vaccaro,
excuse me. So it's something that could happen, but I think also it's not going to be the norm because there's only out of the top, 300, there's 20 5-star guys? Is it about 30?
Maybe
10%.
If
right?
that for
30,
quarterbacks.
right?
Quarterbacks
less, but just 5-star guys that you can really demand and really hold the. You got 5 schools holding a scholarship for you before you pick the hat. So look, quarterbacks get paid more, but then also if this thing changes to where they actually are quote unquote employees, the pressure will be ramped up, and that's actually going to help out schools across the board, like Nebraska will get an uptick in talent and development versus right now where you can kind of be held hostage by some average players.
Well, I mean, think about it this way. As kind of an offshoot that there are people who are being paid who are okay with pressure.
Oh, the high school kids or the players? Oh, sure, but there's a lot that don't.
Well, if we say that statistically, I think the number is like 86% of Division I athletes go into those programs in poverty.
Sure.
Which means that as they're developing themselves in the areas that they live in, the communities they live in, the houses that they live in are not rich, well-to-do spaces. So that money that reaches them from Adidas at the age of 16 changes the entire family, changes the community. And if you have these choices being made, listen, Junior ain't gonna be mad at you yelling at him if he's got $2 million in the bank. Like, he's not gonna have a problem with that. Yeah, go ahead and ask more of me. Tell me to do more. And then the IMG Academy.
He'll have a problem with it.
Right. The IMG Academies now.
These kids want more. These kids want to do less and get paid more.
Well, that's all a statement of truth. I mean, that's the thing we know to be true.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing about money is that, it doesn't necessarily change you. It changes the people around you. And so that's where if I'm trying to really make headway with NIL, number one, I got to make sure my optics is covered. Okay. If you come, I'm just telling you, I could picture it right now. Okay. You come to 7301 Stewart Drive and you come in the house. I could picture right now. We would have chitlins going on.
No, you would not. No, you would not.
Let me tell you something.
Austin, did you get the absolute abusive video that Jay Foreman was sharing today?
Hey,
he shared a thing with me that I had.
I first saw Jay at 3:45.
It was the elegant way to make chitlins
because of Jay Foreman.
But play with me right here.
Yeah.
I can tell you. I could tell you with a school how my dad would handle them. So he would get on the internet, okay, with my grandma and aunt, and he would look at some things and maybe look at the optics, right, with the NIL or whatever. So when they came, I can guarantee you he's either going to be making pig's feet or chitlins because he wants to test.
He wants to test them.
He wants to test you. Now, if the regular people come, it's cool. But I can tell you when you come into people's houses, number one, you want to make sure the optics are good. And then number two, you want to have your pathway to legacy, like financial legacy. So if I'm trying to make a headway in this NIL space, I'm not just going to make sure your taxes are paid. I'm going to make sure this kid here, make sure you are individually whether it's with Dave Portney or whoever, individually set up for a legacy while you're from the time that you're here in Michigan.
You're in the 3% of Division I athletes who have somebody of legacy that can have that discussion.
No.
Right?
No.
Not everybody had a Chuck Foreman in the
That's
crib.
not the point. You're not listening.
Yeah.
If I am Michigan or if I am in a NIL space and I'm trying to separate myself from, say I'm trying to make headway to get Austin and DP, right? And I'm competing against, say, Michigan. I am showing them a different way along with the regular NIL so they can have a legacy long past their
I agree and wish that were the norm.
Because what it does is, yeah, you might strike out on said parent that is all they're focused on NIL and they want to have the same chains at their kids and all that. But guess what? It'll get you in the conversation for a prospect like an Arch Manning. It'll get you in the conversation with a Justin Fields. And as soon as you hit on one of them, then you're going to hit on all the rest. So reason why I'm saying this is in this NIL space, and this is a good example of it, this kid is showing these kids something beyond football, because the football is going to take care of itself. What you do in it is going to take care of itself. So in order to really get a seat at the table, you can't do the same things that other people's do.
You don't want them to, but I also know, and I think you also know, that the majority of coaches also aren't in that elite mental space where they're being considerate of people's long-term goals. Listen, folks are still giving Deion heat for saying that he's looking out for the next generation of the next generation. Right?
Oh, I understand that.
For them to engage the pomposity of Deion to think that he could make deals that would help people generationally. No, that's exactly what we should be looking for. But we also know that Deion is a unicorn in the space, and that's why people look at him funny.
Yeah, and it's because
one of the reasons
he says it out loud.
Yeah,
and you know who's been doing this for long before Deion? It's been Oregon and Phil Knight.
Nick Saban. Saban's been really good.
Saban's been doing that, and Oregon has done it with Phil Knight. The defensive end that got drafted by the Vikings, Kevin Thibodeau's. Is it Thibodeau? Kayvon Thibodeau. I'm killing everybody's name. He said the reason that he went to Oregon is because they essentially said once you get done playing, you will have an opportunity to be involved in a job in Nike. That's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. Yeah, the uniforms are great, but they sold him on something besides football.
Yeah.
And that's how you see. He can't be the only one, right? So, a little bit of a tangent, but then that's how, if you want to, compete against a team like Michigan and stuff like that, and it might not be the same player. You might get not the Elite 11 kid. You might get the Super 20.
100%.
And then he's there for 4 years. And guess what? You brought him up. Boom. By his third and fourth year, you got an all-conference player. Next thing you know, you never know what happens because you can always have a magical year. Look at Indiana. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break, come back. We're going to go quick, fast, and a hurry through our pick'ems. Great college football weekend. Talk about Nebraska, Big Ten action, and then obviously national games as well. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5555 5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Fall is officially here, and Brown Shoe Fit has just the right style and comfort your feet deserve. Stop in and see a wide selection of all your favorite brands, including Brooks, Hoka, Echo, Keen, and many more. At Brown Shoe Fit, they'll take the time to measure your feet to ensure a proper fit. They also have the largest selection of Uggs and Hokas in Lincoln. Brown Shoe Fit, 66th and Q in Lincoln.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney, or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Hey, ticket listeners, spend your Husker football Saturday at the P. Dale Pub in Pleasantdale, as the Jay Foreman postgame show will be broadcasting live for 90 minutes immediately after the Nebraska USC football game. Ribeyes are on special for as long as supplies last, with plenty of cold beer on tap to enjoy during and after a Husker victory against the Trojans. It's the Jay Foreman postgame show, live from the P. Dale Pub in Pleasantdale, this Saturday, immediately following the Nebraska football game on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We got to pick them. Pick them. We're gonna start with the Big Ten. We're gonna pick the Big Ten good games though. All right, Austin. We're gonna give the bootleg teams a little bit of a break. We're gonna start off at the first one on Friday. One of the hottest teams in the Big Ten, maybe one of the hottest teams in the nation, in the sense of 3 wins in a row. Looked like a totally different team that played, obviously, a gauntlet of the schedule in the beginning of the year. A totally different team that people assumed they were after the coach had his introductory press conference. UCLA at Washington. Crazy thing about it, Washington is favored by 4. Who you guys got? Because it's a complimentary 3, right, at home. Mm-hmm. So they're essentially 1-point favorites. So it's a toss-up.
Dogs. I like the Dogs. They're playing all right, too.
You think Jed Fish got his?
I think Jed Fish is back.
You think he's got his? He's been gambling a lot.
He was sitting on business. I think he's back to standing.
Okay.
More.
Okay. Yeah. You got the.
I'll take Jed.
I'm going to go with the hot team. I'm going to go with UCLA. I saw some things here that showed up last week as well, and that Deshaun Foster has a persona.
Yes.
And if it's a matter of two coaches willing equal talent on a given night, I'll take UCLA and the 4 and let them just knuckle up and elbow up.
Man, it's a hard game because the way UCLA is playing, that's a team that you do not want to. Doesn't matter where you play at, or when you play them. But I like Jetfish. I like their talent.
They're familiar.
They're familiar.
They know each other.
Yeah, they are. I'm gonna go with Washington. But this is last time. I'm telling Texas Jet, this is last time.
Well, but and I always pay attention to certain things.
Yeah.
But a Friday night in Washington, and here's how I know that point spread for just being home isn't really a spread. Lowest ticket price is $5. $5. That tells me the hype. There is no hype.
Yeah,
there's no juice in the building.
Yeah.
The fans there have tapped out, and they really are leaning back in the chair. And that to me is when that happens, the visiting team has the opportunity, if they can start fast, to own the building. Yeah. And I just think, remember, UCLA came to Lincoln as a big dog.
Oh, yeah.
And went 8 minutes with the first drive and put everybody on their hands.
Yeah.
So there's something to that if the crowd isn't hyped about being there, oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that they'll turn on you quick.
I'm gonna give Jed a little bit of a break since they beat USC last week, so I figured like he got it together. We're gonna see. That's gonna be a good game on a Friday night, 8:00. UCLA, they traveled better than I thought they would. They're gonna travel up to Seattle. That's a great city, by the way. We all are gonna probably say Ohio State's gonna beat Northwestern, right?
Yes.
Okay. Penn State's gonna mollywop Purdue.
Yes.
Better.
The next game that we're gonna do before we get to national is number 1 Oregon at Wisconsin, 6:30 at night, jump around town time. Now I'm picking Oregon, but the bigger question is, do you think Wisconsin can cover the 14-point spread at home?
Again, pay attention to what the market tells you. Like
$50.
A $50 ticket at Camp Randall for a nighttime national TV game against the number 1 ranked Oregon Ducks.
Is that more because of how Wisconsin's played? Or
That, like those fans. Listen, Nebraska fans tell us so much about what's going on in the program just by how they show up on the text line. So just imagine the Wisconsin text line with Oregon coming to town. Hey man, you spending your good? You willing to spend? Ask the question. You willing to spend $100 to see your team play the number 1 team in the country? Nah, dog, man, go ahead. They literally telling you on a Saturday night at Camp Randall, we got other stuff to do, man. $50. $50. I can't imagine that at Camp Randall in the last 5 years, 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah, with the number 1 team. Yeah.
Right? Even that against Northwestern, you couldn't get in for $50.
I'm still picking Oregon. Big.
Yeah, Oregon.
I think Oregon's going to beat the brakes off.
Yeah, man.
Wisconsin wants to be Oregon. Oregon is Oregon.
Yeah, and Wisconsin ain't close. No. Yeah. And their defense is starting to wear down too. Injuries and everything. Mm-hmm. So Oregon. All right, here we go. We already know who DP is going to pick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We already know no matter what, he riding with the Utah Utes. Now I'm going to start with you, Austin.
Okay.
All right. Colorado, they're bowl eligible. They're 7 wins. They control their own destiny. Utah at Colorado. Who are you picking?
Utah covers, Colorado wins. I think Utah's fired up with how last week ended. I think Utah's better than their record, but there's something happening in Boulder this year. I hate to admit it, but I will take Colorado to win, but Utah gets the cover.
At $145 a ticket. Cheapest ticket. Cheapest ticket. $145.
You know it's going to be hype up there. There's not even a question.
Hey, and my dudes, the folks I was with in Tampa watching the Niners are going, they're Utah folks. Hey, Jay.
Hey, man.
Jay.
I ain't never seen a brother ride for Utah like you in my life.
Oh, no. Listen, Colorado is going to beat the pants off Utah.
I hope they do. I'm picking Colorado.
Right. Listen, it's 14 points, and you've got to concede a lot. Kyle Whittingham's jaw is worth 8 points. Right?
Hey, homeboy ain't missed a day on the bench press either.
Right. He's jacked.
Yeah.
But what they just don't have a quarterback that can go play for play.
Yeah, they got some issues.
And they're down to fourth string quarterback.
And they're not at home.
Yeah, fourth string quarterback. Look, the Utah fans are going to travel. They're going to
sure.
Like they're going to Boulder. Like they listen, their numbers.
They're gonna stock up on some because that's Salt Lake City people. They'll bring it back.
Yeah, Salt Lake different than Provo.
Yeah.
Them folks they gonna enjoy Boulder.
We're gonna jump into the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting game here, DP. Missouri at South Carolina. All right. South Carolina, realistically, no joke, they could be undefeated, right? 14-point favorite at home. Missouri, my man, Mr. Stand on Business, said, listen, he thinks they're back in potentially college football playoff. No, you're not, buddy. But I like you. He's back. He's got them. They were the IT team preseason, started slow. Number 23 ranked Missouri Tigers. Missouri, as Coach Osborne like to call them, at South Carolina. Who you guys got?
Austin, this is one of those ones where you go,
That literally my reaction. I'm not buying Missouri. I'm not buying South Carolina.
Yeah, they both is like
they're fine.
Yeah,
it's okay. I guess I'll take South Carolina to win. Missouri covers, I guess.
Yeah, it's just
you know what it is. It's hey Austin, we're going to Arby's for dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right. And we're going before closing too. So
Right,
we get all the bad meat.
Okay.
The next game, that game is like, oh, who cares? Number 7, Tennessee at 12, Georgia. Georgia's looking for a life raft. And the way that they lost to Ole Miss, I bet you Kirby Smart is off the chain this week. He ain't slept. Tennessee's defense is playing good. I don't know if they haven't said it whether Nico's going to play or not, but they can go athlete for athlete. Mm-hmm. Now, I will tell you, Georgia's favored by 10. There's an old saying from courtesy of my boy Jonas Jennings against Tennessee. Like Kirby said, they can run, but they can't hide. Essentially, what they're saying is that what they say in Georgia about Tennessee, they're pretty boys that are soft, and we beat them up every year. I ain't going against my boys from Georgia. I'm picking Georgia with Jonas Jennings.
$209 as the cheapest get-in between the hedges. And Georgia is mad. They are mad.
They better stop dropping the ball, though.
Well,
better stop celebrating with Ole Miss fans after the game.
Oh, doesn't you love Kirby's reaction to that?
Dude, hey, you ain't coming in the locker room.
Oh, man. It's just, I hope you married to whoever you hug. And I don't particularly care. Listen,
I don't care who you play with. You ain't coming in the locker room. Go ahead.
For me, Georgia needs the statement win to alleviate some of the pressure of the second loss. They cannot. This is a playoff game. This is a playoff game for them. They can't mess this up. Like every game from this point on is their season. And I fully expect it. Georgia crowd, late night in between the hedges, I fully expect the dogs to just show up.
Awesome.
Georgia needs it worse, but Tennessee kind of needs it pretty badly too. This is their last resume boosting opportunity. UTEP at Vandy's not as bad as it was, but it's not going to move the needle like Georgia. So I think what Tennessee can do is empty the tank on this one, but it ain't enough. Yeah. Georgia needs it worse. Heart of a champion. Yeah. I think Georgia's backed into a corner. Don't put a bulldog in a corner. It's not going to end well for you.
Yeah.
One more game. You know who we doing to. If we did the other one Utah team, we got to do the other one. Yeah. Kansas Jayhawks have got their get right. They go all the way out there to Provo with the crazies. And this thing that's crazy, DP. You looking at ticket prices now?
Uh-huh.
Okay, $61. That's pretty.
Say it.
The line is 2.5. BYU's not even getting the complimentary 3 at home. Who you picking?
It's a letdown game. You just had the Holy War, and won it on a field goal against your rival. Kansas does not look as daunting on film. They certainly don't look. But let me explain something about this one. They're on the good side. Just ask them. Just ask them. I'm going to say this. I would be stunned if Kansas stays close to BYU on a late night in Provo, Utah. Listen, you want to talk about all the weird things?
9:15.
Hey, bro, late night in Provo where you got to sit there all day and under their rules all day in Provo, Utah.
You just pent up.
Boy. Let me tell you.
Never.
Good luck, Kansas. Good luck.
That flight better leave right after the game.
Cosmo Cougar out in your lobby dancing with your girl.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Wait, so Cosmo's exempt from the rules?
Oh, Cosmo don't care.
He's in costume.
Cosmo Cougar is the best mascot in America.
I love that they launch him from the 3-point line to dunk it.
It ain't even close. Cosmo Cougar is the dude. Jay, he got a hood pass. He can dance already. He the only dude in Provo that got a hood pass.
I'm gonna pick BYU. I think they're gonna win big. Kansas is 3-6. First of all, that might be a letdown game, but I'm saying, listen, they disrespect us. These dudes won 3 games, and they're only favoring us at home by 3.
Yep.
We got to turn the gas on.
That is the most likely outcome. But Kansas's losses: 1 score to Illinois, 1 score to UNLV, 1 score to West Virginia, 1 score to Arizona State, and then 1 score to Kansas State. The outliers, the TCU game, a not very good TCU team, to be fair. They host Houston, kick them around. Go to Kansas State, had that game dead to rights, had that game won in their biggest game of the year, and then at Arrowhead, put on a show against Iowa State.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Kansas wins. I'm saying I get the line.
Well, Austin,
I'm just saying. I
like it though, Austin. I like how you built your story up right there. You started real slow, brought us up, and just came right back to the middle. I like that. Jalen Daniels has to play out of his mind, but he's actually healthy finally. Probably needs some milk and maybe some Conjortin for his joints. But I think Kansas will keep it close, but I think BYU is going to blow these dudes out. That's the pick for Thursday. We're going to take a quick break, come back, put a bow on this bad boy. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and Jay. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 26th is $3 off on bacon, 25% off hanger steaks, 20% off all summer sausage, and 20% off all cheeses. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
There are moments in life, surrounded by family and friends, when you realize this is what it's all about. For 65 years, the Riddles family has been creating jewelry to capture these precious moments, crafting one memory at a time to last forever. Now, join them in celebrating Riddles Jewelry's 65th anniversary with incredible savings. Enjoy up to 30% off engagement rings. And for a limited time, save up to an additional $700 on your ring purchase. At Riddles, they're more than jewelry. They're here to help you create moments that truly sparkle, surrounded by the people who matter most. Family owned, today, tomorrow, forever. Riddles Jewelry.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Now's the time to get your John Deere equipment inspected and prepared for next season. Acres trained technicians will thoroughly evaluate your machine and get it running at peak performance. And for a limited time, Acres is offering early inspection incentives. Sign up before December 15th and qualify for a discount on parts installed by Acres. Get no interest and no payments until November of 25 with approved financing through John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. Contact your nearest Acres location for details.
Hey, ticket listeners, spend your Husker football Saturday at the P. Dale Pub in Pleasantdale, as the Jay Foreman postgame show will be broadcasting live for 90 minutes immediately after the Nebraska USC football game. Ribeyes are on special for as long as supplies last, with plenty of cold beer on tap to enjoy during and after a Husker victory against the Trojans. It's the Jay Foreman postgame show, live from the P. Dale Pub in Pleasantdale, this Saturday, immediately following the Nebraska football game on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements. We fix basements.
At F Foundation Repair, we've been fixing basements for over 30 years. We're your local foundation repair experts. Our warranties stay here. Our people work here. You can trust us to take care of your home. Go to wefixbasements.com to learn more.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night from Concordia University as we bring you Class B playoff action as the Seward Blue Jays host the Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. Seward survived a scare against Gretna East last Friday and now face a 10-1 Skyhawks squad who defeated Waverly 38-21 on Friday. It's semifinal Friday with a trip to the Class B title on the line as the 2-seed Seward Blue Jays face the number 3 seed Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks this Friday at 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, old school crew? We got a couple minutes here. Not even that. We got some breaking news. Recruiting news, 4-star edge Dawson Merritt has flipped his commitment from Alabama to Nebraska. Big get. You know, it also takes perseverance and also do some really good recruiting for a kid that's committed to a school like Alabama, where you originally lose the commitment and then obviously he doubles back around and you continue to recruit him. And you aren't disrespectful when you're doing it, but you just kind of show him what he could do and where he could go. And he decides to come here. So that's a good get, man. That's look, he's 6'3", 215, really, really athletic kid. Can play multiple positions, which is great. Flexibility, especially when you're playing in a 3-3-5, so forth and so on. It'd be good. And assuming he's a really smart kid. When you're thinking about a kid like this, early enrollee, get him in your program, develop him, be way ahead of the schedule. So it's really good flip, considering that the early sign-in period is early December, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Weeks.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, Jay and we were just talking.
At a position in need.
There's another big boy that wants to come to Nebraska. You know me, I like to stay out of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I may have to push this one.
Yeah,
I
man.
I may have to just hand him to Jay Foreman and say, "Here, bro."
I don't have any.
Hey,
I don't. Yeah, I can help him. I can train him. I can't make those decisions.
You heard what I said.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him to Jay Foreman.
Yeah, he gets there.
I'm gonna give him to Jay Foreman and let it be what it's gonna be.
Yeah, but
he is a prodigy. He is the son of a former NFL player and a Division I player. Yeah, we gonna get him. Iowa State offered. I'm gonna hand him to you, Jay Foreman.
It's all good, man. But look, Nebraska probably actually has a good feeling. Getting on the plane. I'm sure they knew about the flip before today, but obviously it became official flip to Nebraska. Dawson Merritt, edge, outside backer, linebacker, athlete, gives you a lot of flexibility, especially out there in space. And he has a great ability I've watched him. He can tackle in the open field. So that's obviously something that's needed in this day and age of spread football. But nevertheless, Thursday in the books. WTF is next. But for the old school crew, we are out of here. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We'll holler at you tomorrow.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I was noticing on your website, you have more than 150 new 2024 and 2025 Hondas in stock right now.
Yes, we do, Charlie. It's neat when you drive by and see all the cars on our lot, and we have most all models and all different colors available, and we even have more than hundreds on the way. We also have the all-new, all-electric 2024 Honda Prologue in stock right now. We have a few of them to choose from, plus qualified buyers get financing from just 1.9% APR.
How about your pre-owned selection?
I talked to a lot of my customers and friends, and they still think that we just sell brand new Hondas, but we sell all different models, make of pre-owned cars, and we have more than 100 to choose from right now.
Well, maybe it's